Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's tropical update. We continue to watch Tropical Storm Earl and Danielle, as well as Hurricane K in the Eastern Pacific. And as of 11 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time, Tuesday, September the 6th, Tropical Storm Earl has maximum sustained winds of 65 miles per hour, a minimum central pressure of 996 millibars, and is moving north at 5 miles per hour. Hurricane Danielle continues to slowly weaken in the northern Atlantic, with maximum sustained winds of 75 miles per hour, a minimum central pressure of 986 millibars, and is moving east-northeast at 6 miles per hour. And now we're watching two tropical waves, one coming off of Africa, and the other now situated west of the Cape Verde Islands. This one has a 40% chance of tropical cyclone development over the next 48 hours, and a 60% chance of tropical cyclone development over the next 5 days. And this other wave has a 20% chance of tropical cyclone formation over the next 5 days. So the tropics remain very active. Looking at satellite imagery of Tropical Storm Earl, it is still contending with strong southwesterly wind shear, which is blowing all the convection to the north and to the east of the system. Although we do now have the convection covering the center is right about here, and we have been having persistent deep convection around the center, signaling that this storm is pretty well organized despite this strong wind shear. And looking at the wind shear map, the Tropical Storm Earl is in about 30 knots of wind shear, which is pretty unfavorable for strengthening. So until this wind shear is able to relax, which is expected to relax over the next 1 to 2 days, this system, I don't expect much strengthening out of Tropical Storm Earl, at least for today and tomorrow. Looking at the official hurricane projected cone, the National Hurricane Center is bringing Tropical Storm Earl, strengthening it to a hurricane by tomorrow evening, and making it passing about 150 to 200 miles southeast of Bermuda by Thursday evening, and becoming a major hurricane possibly by Friday morning as it moves east of Bermuda. So Earl is still a big threat for Bermuda, unfortunately, as the system's going to be strengthening rapidly at this point by Thursday evening. The wind field's going to expand, and Bermuda is likely going to be seeing tropical storm force winds out of this, with now a 60 to 70% chance of seeing tropical storm force winds from tropical storm, likely Hurricane Earl at this point, by Thursday evening and possibly Friday morning as the system passes 150 to 200 miles to the southeast. And the spaghetti mall intensity guidance plots show that Earl is going to rapidly intensify within the next 38 to 72 hours from a strong tropical storm to a Category 3 hurricane. And unfortunately, this is going to coincide with its closest passage to Bermuda. So, Bermuda, you've been through strong hurricanes before, but still make some preparations for any impacts in Bermuda, because there are going to be probably some heavy rain, tropical storm force winds, and very high surf. And looking at the spaghetti malls for Tropical Storm Earl, getting dangerously close to Bermuda right here. So if the malls shift just 50 to 100 miles west, we could be looking at potentially serious impacts for Bermuda. Now, looking at Hurricane K in the Eastern Pacific, Hurricane K is looking very impressive on satellite imagery, with lots of deep convection around the center. It still hasn't fully wrapped up yet, so until it does so, I don't expect rapid intensification, but Hurricane K has maximum sustained winds of 80 miles per hour, Category 1 hurricane, and is expected to turn to the north, becoming a major hurricane by Wednesday evening, and then passing within about 100 miles of the Baja Peninsula of California by Thursday morning, potentially getting very close to making landfall in the west central Baja Peninsula by Thursday evening and Friday morning, before turning out to sea and weakening by Saturday and Sunday. We have tropical storm warnings now for the southern Baja Peninsula and tropical storm watches in the central Baja Peninsula. So make sure you're making hurricane preparations if you live especially in the central areas of the Baja Peninsula, because we could be dealing with tropical storm force winds, possibly hurricane force winds, with Hurricane K between Thursday and Friday, and Wednesday for the southern Baja Peninsula. Looking at the tropical storm force winds probabilities, the National Hurricane Center isn't really excited about tropical storm force winds in the southeastern Baja Peninsula, only a 10 to 20% chance. But as we go towards the western Baja Peninsula, the gradient rapidly increases for the probabilities, with anywhere between 30 and 70%. So I'm going to continue to watch tropical storm, or actually Hurricane K, very closely, especially if the models shift. If the models shift just 50 miles to the east, then we could be looking at serious impacts for the Baja Peninsula of California. And looking at the models, they're getting really close, especially by Thursday and Friday. And the intensity guidance does not want to make it a major hurricane, but the National Hurricane Center is kind of disagreeing with the model guidance here. So I think that Hurricane K is going to be a Category 2 hurricane within the next 1 to 2 days, maybe even, next 1 to 2 days. So anyway, thanks for watching today's tropical update. Make sure you prepare for tropical storm force conditions if you live in Bermuda by Thursday evening, and then prepare for tropical storm, even hurricane conditions if you live in the Baja Peninsula of California, the southern and central, between Wednesday and early Friday. Stay safe and have a wonderful day, my friends.